Hello and welcome to the Great Gatsby Summative Enrichment Option, Feminist Theory. Alright, so as you can see, there's a definition of what the feminist theory is. Essentially, it's all about the experience of women within the stories, in contrast to the patriarchal or male-dominated world. So give that a look. Next, there is some assumptions that if you're a feminist theorist or if you're going to do a feminist reading of a novel or a story or something like that, these assumptions you have to hold true. So basically, read through those. And there's another set right here, okay? Read through them. If you have questions, email me, and I will either respond to your email or make another video sort of with some clarifications. What I mainly want to focus on today are these questions, because these are the sort of questions that if you're going to do a feminist reading of Gatsby, these are the sort of questions you want to think about in relation to the novel, okay? So essentially, the first one there, how's the relationship between men and women portrayed? So you have a lot of options for this. You have, let's see, you've got Nick and Jordan, you've got Tom and Daisy, you've got Tom and Myrtle, you've got Gatsby and Daisy, I guess Myrtle and George. I mean, there are many relationships that you could talk about in relation to that question. The second part there is also kind of the same idea, except you would be focusing on power relationships or power dynamics and who has the power, who doesn't. A feminist theorist also is concerned with how male and female, masculine and feminine roles are defined, and if anybody sort of goes against those. So, for example, perhaps you think that Jordan takes on more of a masculine role. Well, okay, great. That's something that you could talk about. There are some other questions here. These are more sort of outside of the story, bigger idea things. So, example, like that first one, what does the work, in this case the novel, reveal about the operations of patriarchy, right? In all senses. So economic, political, social, psychological, right? And what does that say about the novel, but also the world outside of the novel when it was written, okay? And then the last two are definitely big picture. So if you want to do this, you can, if you do a feminist reading. You can do a little bit of research and find out when the book was actually released, what was the actual reaction to it in public, and see if there's any criticism out there about it. Maybe people at the time thought it was too sexist or feminist or whatever, right? So do some research if you're going to talk about that, and then also kind of think about how it might play into literary history, specifically female or women's female, literary history. Wow, I can't talk. Or tradition. Okay. So basically, that's it. So if you have questions, please let me know. Email me, and make sure that you ask your questions.